Okay, good. I wanted to show you a book that I got from Annie McCall. She is a spinner weaver. She has a blog.
Oh, you bought it. Okay.
Wow. She loves, I know, aren't they beautiful? She takes pictures and uses those pictures as a design thought for her colors. It's just a nice book. She talks about the different possibilities with an Inkle loom, which I just love doing this. And then she's got patterns, lots of patterns. You can find a lot of these on her website, though, for free. So that's really cool. That is this guy. And I wanted to show her book because I swiped her simple little picture for us to do. It was just such a nice, clear way of explaining it. I thought I'd try to do the same thing. There are great books out there, though. Let me set this down a second and grab another book. Annie Dixon, or Ann Dixon, I'm not sure if you say the E or not. She's got the Inkle Pattern Directory. Now, this one's wonderful, but not really for beginners. She does things like this, and it's like, oh, wow.
Exactly.
So she has everything you can possibly do with an Inkle loom in a gorgeous book. So that is this one. The Inkle Pattern Directory. I don't know if you can see it. It's a nice one and a classic. I mean, this is like the go-to one. And I also, because I love Daryl Lancaster, I had to get her Inkle loom book. And she has a good how-to. It's a pretty how-to. So, you know, that's also a nice one if you're feeling worried about the beginning stuff. She has a really nice picture of the different types of looms for Inkle looms. And actually, if I flip over, okay, to share content, photos, hold up, I've got a few pictures. Shacked, this one, and Gilmore. Okay, done. Now, all right.
No.
This is the shacked. This is the Ashford, the back one's the regular size, like a shack. And this one's the little one that a few of us have because they're so cute. This one's the Leclerc. Central, I'm not sure I'm saying it right. It'll double as a warping board, but you can make miles of warp with this sucker. And this one is a Gilmore wave, and this is the mini wave. And I know Ingrid has the mini wave, and I actually have the small wave, and they're wonderful for Inkle bands. Stop share. So wow, those are just some of the interesting looms. So there are lots of looms out there, and there are lots of books and resources. And I just Google Inkle loom, and I see what sort of patterns or what sort of videos you can find on YouTube with people weaving. That helps me see what I'm doing. Okay, so if we look at this, and you go, what in the world? And I think I sent you some graph paper. Did I send everybody a piece of graph paper?
No.
Like this? Okay, I'll send it back out.
Hey, Claudia.
Hi, Claudia.
Hey, Claudia.
Hi.
This is just kind of a nice representation of what's really going on oops, where's the camera? There it is. With one of these bands, they're not straight in a row exactly. They're a little bit offset. So this just sort of shows you the offsetness. And most people write these patterns out with the heddled one on the top row and the unheddled one or open on the bottom row.
That makes
Most
sense.
people. There are all sorts of, every different author writes it out differently. But this one's really clear to me. So I thought, hi, Kathy. Good to see you.
Oh, good. More people.
Yeah, I know. So I thought I'd warp this one on my little guy here. And I hope you can see the purple well enough. There we go. That's a little better. I got every light I have in the house aimed at this loom right now.
We know. Yeah. Dark.
So your room looks like a lamp factory, huh?
It does, yeah.
Little wheels out there spinning out our
Definitely.
electric meter.
Yeah, exactly. The first thing you need are some heddles. And most Inkle looms have a set of directions. And they say from here to here. Let me get some thread. Hold up. And I use a lot of crochet cotton. This is one of the big balls of it. It was on sale years ago. I'm still working on it. The Ashford has two heddles that they recommend two pegs, that they recommend you make your heddles out of. And it happens to be this one and this one. And if I aim one of these lights just right, I have written on mine, can you see that's 2,
Oh.
down here's 3, here, back up here's 4, and 5, and 6, and 6 has a little H. I write on my looms. I know that's probably not a good idea. I used a Sharpie. But this way I don't have to get out my book when I haven't worked it in a while. But I also have H right here because this is the one that the heddles sit on. And I have another H here because this is the set of pegs they recommend that I tie my heddles around for the right length. You want your heddles, let's see if I can kind of get this so you can see it. You want your heddles to be about the length where this thread and this thread are in the same level. This guy is the heddled one. I don't know if you can see him. This guy is going through the heddle and up over that. This guy skips a heddle and goes up over just the back. So it goes under this guy and it goes around the back. You want those guys to be about the same height because you need to be able to move from here to get your sheds. And the first time I did an Inkle loom, I had one just like Janet's. You can see hers in the corner of her screen. Yeah, it looks like a little chair. Yeah, 2 sides. And you have to kind of work your hands around to get everything threaded just right, but it just takes an extra few minutes. So that's fine.
Cindy,
And Tina.
will you show us the numbers again? Because I've got my Sharpie now and I'm going to write on mine too.
Smart.
You bet.
It'll save you lots of questions now that I know you have my.
Okay. I
Now,
used,
if she has a different loom, the numbers are going to be different,
Oh,
right?
it's the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
right, she's got the same one, so her
Oh.
numbers will be the same, but yes,
Oh.
different loom. I don't know if what you can see better. I used the numbers in the booklet, or maybe I just made my own up. I may have done that. Okay, so this guy's 1.
1, okay.
I put this one as 1A because everything goes up over it or under it.
Okay,
That's sort of the guide.
1A,
Then this one is 2.
2,
3 is down here.
that one's 3, okay.
4,
That one, okay.
5,
5.
6.
6 is H still?
It is.
Okay.
6 is one of the heddle ones. And you see, I don't know if you can see it, I've got a green string tied around it that lives there.
Okay.
So I always can remember the heddle one.
Okay.
This is 7.
Oh, 7 is the movie guy?
Yeah. 7's a tension adjuster.
Okay.
And 8 is the
Last one.
last one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you notice I had my tension guy really close to the front
Mm-hmm.
of it. You want to have plenty of room to let the tension out.
Okay.
So if I'm on the shack or whatever, yeah.
That's a
You
mistake
want-
I did too. I
Yeah.
tension back in the back last time.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you can't adjust anything except making it tighter. And it tightens up as you weave. So that doesn't work. Okay. I'm kind of talking right in the microphone. Am I too loud?
No,
No.
you're great.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. Because this thing is right there. So first thing I do is make a bunch of heddles. And I make them out of just whatever string. This is size 10 crochet cotton. Just because, well, I have this huge ball of it. And different Inkle looms are going to have different sized heddles. The shacked, here are the heddles on the shacked. I also drew on my shack. So these 3, you go around these 3 for the heddle for that. And what I started to say when I mentioned Janet's loom, and I got all excited about Janet's loom,
What?
well, okay, you can either have a double heddle, which is twice as long as you need it, which I really recommend, or you can have a single heddle.
Oh.
And I'll show you why. This is because of how we thread it. And let me grab the right color. Let me grab the purple. And again, I hope you can see this. I can zoom in, but then you don't see the whole loom. And probably what you did the first time, Tina, this is what I did the first time, was somehow I tied myself a nice little knot right here on the first peg. You don't really want a knot. You want a bow. So I'm going to do wait, I know you can't see it, sorry. I'm going to do a shoelace bow. So I've got one time around, and I'm just going to tie literally a bow there. Just enough to sort of.
A minute. Dave, can you spotlight Cindy? So we don't have screens jumping back and forth?
I think he did. Did he?
I think so too.
I think he just did, Chris.
Sorry, yeah, I just did. I was muted, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was bouncing too much.
Yeah, thanks.
If we need to look at Janet's or somebody else's, I can unspotlight, not a problem.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So I have a tie now to the front peg of the loom with a bow, just a bow. And what we're going to do, let me grab this again. I've got the first one and the second one on. So the numbers here tell you which way you're going. So I've already tied the first heddled one on and the second open or unheddled one. So I'm now at the third one and the fourth one. And it actually, if you notice, these two, 1 and 2, are kind of stacked sort of on top of each other. It takes those two to make one strand in your weaving, because you've got the front and the back. This is a
I don't think I knew that.
warp-faced weave. Did I say that right? Yes, warp-faced weave, which means all of the warp threads are pulled so close together, you see no weft. So it's actually taking 2 threads to make one part of your picture. All right, to thread your loom, we're going to start at peg 1. I am on a heddled one, so that means I go up and over this top guy, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to put on one of my string heddles, and I'm going to go around that guy and put the second part back on. You with me? Now, so far, I did not want you to have to watch me work the whole loom. So I have done
the magic. She has magic.
Magic.
yeah. Well, no, I just made it shorter. I'm not going to use all pegs. If you use all the pegs, you get your longest warp. If you skip some, you get just a small warp. So we're doing just a small warp with mine today, so that you don't have to watch me go around all the pegs. So I'm using 1, 2, 7, and 8.
7 and 8.
I'm just using part of my loom. I've skipped some pegs. And so I've gone around. Let's see if you can see it. The heddled one through the string heddle up over the bar. Around 2. If I were doing the full length, I'd go 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8. As it is, I've gone 1, 2, 7, 8, and around. Okay. The next one goes under 1A there. So if it's heddled, it goes over. If it's open, it goes under. And then I'm around 2, 7, 8, and back around. Are you able to see well enough what I'm doing? In this view, I can't.
You go from 8 back over to 1.
You go from, yes, you go under 8 and then under 1.
All right.
Now, if you remember our picture, we wanted 1, 2, 3, 4 purples. The 5th one is a blue. And I tried to get thread that looked the same color as her graph so that we could understand it without switching colors. So I've got some blue. Now, you can cut your purple and start again, but we're going to use it in a minute. So I just put it to the back. It's going under there, and it's going to stay there. And I tie my blue on with a bow, like you're tying your shoe.
What's the point of using the bow as opposed to a knot?
We're gonna have to undo this in a minute. This is a continuous warp, and like Tina said, if you tie around this front rod, you can't move it.
You
can
can't.
weave it. No. So
Voice of experience there, Tina.
Tina and Cindy.
And I've done it too.
And Liz, yeah, I bet you we all have at some point.
I had one teacher tell me to use tape. Just tape the end on.
Tape works great. That way there's no worry about the tie. Okay, so I've got my blue tied on. Oops. Okay, and you see I need a heddled one, and then the 6th one is an open one. So 5 and 6. All right, so I want, all right. You always do heddled, unheddled, heddled, unheddled, heddled, unheddled. I just did an open, unheddled one. So my next one needs to be a heddled. All right, so I've got my heddle. All right, and so I put my string heddle on. Well, you're just seeing my hand over. Okay, I put my string heddle on. I put my thread up over that top bar, and then I bring this guy back down. And don't pull your bow out. It's the only problem with the bow. Liz, the tape might work better. So I'm going 1. If I were doing the whole thing, I'd be
could do
doing
both.
1.
Ashford said to put a little screw in the bottom.
And I've got it, but I forget and tie it to the screw, and then I can't get it untied.
Okay, never mind.
But actually, you guys would remember to not tie it so tight you can't get it out.
Not us.
Well, that's just
Where the
me.
knot was.
Yeah. Well, it goes under the screw head, so it's like fussing involved and maybe a couple cuss words. Okay, so I've got my heddled, and while we were talking, I just wrapped my open one around, over 8, and then under all of it and back to 1. Okay, what's next? All right, pink. All right.
I have a question, Cindy.
What?
The one about the tension bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want it to be the least tension now or the most? You'd want it, seems like you'd want it the most tension.
It's the most.
Okay, thank you.
It's the most with just like 3/8 of an inch or a 1/2 of an inch. With my shacked, the tension bar, does anybody have a shack?
I have an Ashford with a tension bar.
The Ashford with the tension bar, yeah. My shack has a tension bar in the front. There it is.
Right. Yeah.
That front peg. And you can see mine's a little bit chewed up there. I use a lot of tension on mine.
Yeah.
What do I want to do? Do I want to put it out this way so I'll have more?
Hold on, let me see. Oh, you've got the paddle. Okay. Hold on.
Do I want to do it this way so that it'll have more thread?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. The old Ashfords have that little tension paddle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine's an old one.
And Janet, yours may have a series of little nails. Do you
No,
have
no,
nothing?
no,
Okay.
just flat.
So you want to be real careful and work loosely.
Thank you. I think so too.
Yes. It's gonna tighten up as you weave.
Okay.
And I know that because of this one and almost breaking my pegs off on this one. It tightens up as you weave.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. So I've got a blue now, finished, almost. So it's back. And I need 1 pink in a held thread. All right, so I got my pink. I'm gonna do not a knot, but a bow. All right, or tape, either way, either way. All right, it is heddled. So I'm up over, I need my little heddle. Okay. Can you see it okay?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Down. All right.
You make it look easy.
It's,
Yes, doesn't she?
it is, well, the first time it might not be, and the
Okay.
second time it's a little better.
Okay.
But once you remember the path, once you remember the path, it's not bad.
That's the problem.
Okay.
Remember the path.
Remember the path, or you have it written on Sharpie on your
Mm-hmm.
loom. Yeah,
It's gonna be good.
yeah. You notice I only have one pink one, and it's heddled, so I'm done. And you know, I don't know if you noticed, but I cut my pink thread, and I'm going to untie that pink bow.
Okay.
Okay, so there, it's not encircling. Wait a minute, I gotta get my hand out of the way. I want to make sure that pink thread does not go around it like that. I want to make sure it's just around once.
Okay.
Why is that important?
That's, if you tie it around a peg, it won't move.
Okay. We don't want that. Yeah.
It won't. It really, really won't.
It really won't. Tina and I promise, it really won't.
And then you
So-
can only weave a teeny bit. You can't
Yeah.
weave the whole thing because it doesn't move.
But your teeny bit is pretty.
But then you're sad.
Really long tassels.
Yeah. Oh, good, Liz. Okay, so I have one pink thread tied around this guy, but not around this way. Just around the outside.
Like a circle or a rubber band.
Yeah, like a rubber band circle. Yeah, perfect. Okay, now where are we? We are looking at this. Okay,
The
so that was
blue.
7. We're on blue. 8 and 9 are blue. 8 is open and 9 is held. All right, so I'm going to bring my blue around. All right, I'm bringing the blue around.
Now,
Okay,
you
and it
never
looks,
cut your blue, right? From the last time you used it?
I didn't, because we aren't finished with it yet. I usually, unless it skips way far away, I usually don't cut it. I just jump,
Okay.
usually. If it's way far away, I might cut it and start it again. Okay, so let me push these guys back. All right, so I've got my blue. The blue should be unheddled, because it goes heddle, unheddle, heddle, unheddle, heddle, unheddle, right?
Right.
Okay. And around my path, under my 8. All right. And wasn't there one more blue one? Yeah.
Yeah.
9 is blue. Okay, so. All right, so that's heddled. So I'm doing the heddle. All right. And when you pull one from the back that you've let rest, you kind of need to tug on it a little bit and make sure you don't have wonky tension. I forget that. Okay, so around. Oops, okay. So I think I'm done with blue. Yeah, I'm done with blue. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it. I leave myself, enough room to tie. Don't cut it too short. Ask me how I know. And I am going to look for my blue start bow. So let me get it up here. I'm looking for the blue. And I untie my bow and make sure it's only going around the outside of the peg. Oops, sorry. All right. Okay, make sure the start one is over top the peg and the end one is under it. Otherwise, when you tie it, you don't get any, the knot doesn't hold.
Very good.
Yeah, ask me how I know that one.
Over the top of one,
Okay,
finish.
and, all right. So I've got the blue now. Okay, and I'm gonna look, let's see, how can I show that? All right, let me get the light aimed differently. There we go. Okay, I've got the pink right here tied, and there's no pink on the inside of the peg. I've got the blue tied, and there's no blue on the inside of the peg, but there is some purple.
Okay.
See what I mean about the inside of the peg?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm
And
gonna,
if you have something on the inside, then you're gonna have your problem, correct?
yes, correct.
All right.
Yeah,
Because it's gonna prevent it from advancing.
it's gonna prevent it from advancing. All right. So now we've got how many purple? 4 more?
Yes.
Okay. And my last one was heddled. The blue was heddled. So the next one needs to be unheddled.
Good.
Okay. Let's see. Are you guys seeing okay?
Yeah.
My arms aren't long enough. I need a cameraman.
What
There
about
we
the
go.
cat? Can you train the
Yeah.
cat?
Train the cat, yeah. Okay, so this one's heddled. And if you forget to put your heddle in and ask me how I know that one, you can go back and put it in later. It will work.
How do you do that?
Okay, let's pretend this one. Hold on, let me get the open one, then I'll do it.
Okay.
So say I wound it and went, oh good, I'm done, and realize if you look at it, I've got all these on the same level and these on the same level, and then I've got this guy poking up. So if you forget, you just kind of dive in and take your heddle where it needs to be and go over it and dive back out.
Well,
It will work.
I mean, you're near the end. What
Yeah, I know.
if you weren't near the end?
You still just work it in to where it needs to be. So say it needed to be right here. Say I forgot that one.
Yeah.
So I would sort of take my double heddle, dive in the heddles that are okay, and you want to convince it to be over the peg. There we go.
Yeah.
And then I would have to dive back out.
Well, good.
So I know you didn't see that very well.
Oh, that's all right. If it can be done, that's wonderful.
It can be done. Now let me get that out of there.
You don't have to take the other pedals off the peg then to put it in the correct order.
You could if you held onto them. I just slipped some off, but you don't want to drop them.
No.
Don't want to drop them. So yes, you can pull them off and keep them on your finger. All right, let's see. What have I got? Okay, hang on. I got them tangled.
Oh.
Here we go. All right, here we go. Right, so the next one was heddled, and then open. And then the last one, most patterns do better when the first and last one are heddled. It looks a little better.
Does it keep it under better tension? Is that the reason?
I think so, Kathy. I'm not sure. It just seems like it looks prettier when the front one and the back one, or the first one and the last one.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was thinking it might be mine.
No, it's mine.
Okay. All right. So I have my last 4 heddle doodads. And I've cut my purple.
Did you make all those that are to the left of your loom shapes? They're gorgeous.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I keep them in a drawer, and when I need a band, I yank one out.
Good choice.
Yeah. Okay, I've got my last one. And if you remember, we have a bow.
Uh-huh.
All right, for that first purple one.
Uh-huh.
And I just untied it. And then I've got my last purple one, and I'm going to tie the 2 together.
So we're always working with an odd number.
It helps. You don't have to. But I think it looks a little prettier.
Okay.
I've done it both ways. And okay, so I've got a nice little mess here. You know, that's not very tidy. If that bothers you, you can
Get over.
cut them. You can cut them off, or you can just leave them. It's the first, you know, it's the end and the beginning. It's where we're going to cut when we finish it. All right.
Cool.
Check your inside of your peg. Oops.
No strings.
No strings wrapped around that peg. All right. I've got some that will go below and some above. If I get all my petals kind of lined up in a row,
Okay.
they look prettier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So weaving. Are you good with warping?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
We
It
say
looks
yes
easy,
now.
baby.
It
We
looks
say yes,
easy.
but
Yeah.
reserve the right for questions.
Oh, yes. Do we need to do questions? We can do
Oh
questions.
no, I'm talking about questions later when I'm like
Oh,
Trying to do it.
not there.
I have my own free Zoom account, which means it's limited to like 40 minutes, but I can Zoom with anybody anytime. You
Okay.
just let me know.
Okay, thank
You
you.
never know. We might call.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, and Cindy, if you have to leave your loom at this point, do you use like rubber bands or something to make sure that all the threads stay on the pegs?
You can. You could. Some people put hair bands, you know, little elastic
Ah.
hair ties. You can get some at the Dollar Tree if we ever get to go to the Dollar Tree again. And feel safe doing it.
Yeah, don't go.
Yeah. I wanted to show, and I grabbed a book. I should have had this out for you. I wanted to show you Ashford. Oh, it's in the front. Ashford puts their, why is that backwards? Hold on. Let me see.
No, it's not.
It's right. It was right.
Was it right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't backwards.
It wasn't backwards?
No.
Just for me, huh? Ashford has a booklet that comes with their Inkle looms, and they're free to download.
Not as helpful as you just were.
It's not. Oh
No.
no. it has pictures.
Yes, but your explanations are far superior.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
When I did theirs, I got it so I couldn't move it.
Oh.
They didn't give you the helpful hints.
Yep.
Well, I don't think Ingrid has piped up much because I imagine she has plenty of helpful hints.
Not as many as you would think.
All right, I'll quit putting her on the spot. I just wanted to point out different people have different ways of notating this.
Mhm.
And I picked the one I like the best to show you. There is also the one, and Claudia, you had a question for, yeah, let me find it. Hang on. Where's one of Sandy's? Here's one. Claudia had a question the other day that she asked Sandy. Let me see if I can get this so you can see it without making you seasick. Okay, so Sandy has heddled and unheddled. And you notice this is regular graph paper.
Okay.
You know, just 2 lines. She's actually, yeah, you put one purple one on heddled, one purple one on unheddled, one purple, one purple, one purple, one purple. And then you switch to a green, like so. And you also asked Claudia, what was that W?
Yeah, I thought it's not, well, it can't be white
It is.
Yeah.
because everybody else is white.
Well, that's why she put the W for white. Those
Okay.
white squares there are
Oh.
nothing on
Okay.
this graph.
Oh,
You don't do anything with the white squares.
I
on this
see.
graph.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So that's the top and the bottom.
Yes,
How that other thing that you showed us was.
right. The
Okay.
other thing just was different.
Heddled and unheddled.
See, our other thing just sort of had it stacked a little bit.
Yeah. Honeycombed or whatever.
Yeah. And if you draw your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the first few times until you get the hang of it, you know, I would put 1 right here, 2 right here. Hold on, I got a pen.
I got it.
Well, he has them heddled, unheddled.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right,
So,
that's why that H and U is there, yeah.
yeah. So 1, 2, 3. So I would do that the first few times. 6. I can't count and talk at the same time.
Put a Post-it on it and move it over.
Yeah. There you go. And you also notice, see her little arrow right here?
Mhm.
She's gonna
This
flip
guy's
it on.
symmetric. Yeah. So you'd warp over to here, blah, 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 blah. You hit that white,
Yeah.
and then you go back.
Oh.
And
That's
flip
just so she could have that in one line, I guess. So you look for
Oh.
things like that.
So it's showing half the draft.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
arrow is the middle
Yes.
of the draft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the only way you would know that is if you try weaving it and you only get like that,
Ooh.
which I've done.
Bad.
And I've done that too. So you kind of have to go back and fix that. And I think another one, there's like a pattern generator that you can go to online.
Mhm.
And they have a different notation altogether.
Ooh.
And I just wanted to mention, they've got like, they put 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, sorry. Let's say this is 1, 2, actually 1's under there and it's heddled. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I would number them that way. Let me do that. 2, 3,
Oh, it's itchy.
This particular pattern, 6, 7, 8, pattern generator just puts it all in a row.
Oh.
And that, it confuses me to look at all the different notations. Or it did for a while. I'm okay now. Actually, I look at this, hold up, and I grab the top 2 rows, and that's the same as Annie McHale's one that we just looked at.
Okay.
This one. That's your heddled row, and that's your unheddled row. So that's what I do with something like this.
Oh, good idea. Cindy, you're a genius.
No,
She's a fabulous teacher.
She is good.
you know, I did this for 20 some years teaching math.
Oh.
Not the weaving stuff, but the math stuff. So I've had a lot of practice explaining weird things to people.
That's a good thing for us. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting a not ready to be retired yet teacher.
Now you're explaining things to weird people.
Yeah, explaining. No.
Yes.
No.
At least we admit we're strange.
I am the strangest. I'm proud of it.
Oh,
We're
nice
all
bands.
unique.
Ooh.
You're gorgeous, Cindy.
Nice.
I
Wow.
do. Here's a.
Wow.
I don't know.
Beautiful.
Remember our.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
This part is from the class sample that we did. I did the twills.
She's
This
so
is my
good.
sample for the twills.
Right.
And I wanted to do something with it, so I made a bag, and it needed something, so I wove a band, and then it needed less, so I wove a simpler band.
You are so cute.
So it's fun to do things with your bands. Why don't we look at weaving? Are we ready for weaving?
Well,
Sure.
yeah, I guess. You know, I still don't understand this tension thing. Because if I have the most tension set up at the beginning and I warp it, it's tight to the most tension. All right, as I weave, it's going to become tighter and tighter. And so at that point, I would get rid of some tension. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, because I have written down least tension at the beginning. It should
Right.
be the most tension at the beginning.
Yeah. Did I say that
Oh, yeah.
backwards?
Okay, good. Well, see, I looked in this little book, came with my thing. And
Let me see if I can get the shacked to show so I can weave. I may have to do it up here. Hold on.
that's
Sorry.
the tension. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be tighter.
Oops. All right.
Off the trash can.
Yeah, that was the trash can. Here we go. Okay, Claudia, let's see. You want the longest band you can possibly put on
Right.
at the beginning.
Yes.
So which is that?
Well, it's gonna be the tension will be tight.
Right.
This is my shacked. And the tension guy's in the front. Okay, let's see if I can get.
Yeah.
So
That's
I've
pretty
just started
cool.
this one, so I've got it all the way, almost all the way to the beginning. I've got a hair, just a hair left.
Okay.
As you weave, it gets shorter.
Right.
You're gonna move it
So
in.
you want the longest. Did I say that right, Ingrid?
Yeah, it's got to be the longest because the tension's going to pull it in. You've got to be able to
Move it that way.
move it
You got
shorter.
to be able to let
ways.
it loose.
Let it loose. Yeah.
Claudia, which loom do you have?
I have this little it's a fuzzy wig.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah.
The
And-
lunchbox one.
No, I don't know. A man makes them, and I ordered it.
And it's got a paddle, doesn't
That's
it?
the paddle.
Show her, Dave, let us
Yeah.
see that.
I can't.
Claudia, is that the same one Debbie has?
Oh,
Pardon?
Is that the same one Debbie has?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Anyway, it's got a paddle. And
Got
the,
a paddle.
and the book is showing me that if you're using all the dowels in your weaving, use the tension bar to the right shown above for maximum length and tension. So this is the most tension that you start at the beginning. As
Yes.
it gets tighter, I turn this
Yes.
to loosen it up. See?
Yes.
And to me, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because I have it written down here, least tension at the beginning.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I get things backwards sometimes.
Well, I do too. But thank you, because I've been sitting here saying, how can this be? Thank you.
Okay. All right. I guess I thought you need the most length at the beginning.
Definitely.
Is that better?
Well, no, I know it'll be the most length, but
Okay.
but I had it was the tension that's always sort of bothered me. But most tension at the beginning answers my question, and now I won't wonder anymore.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you need the most length.
Yes.
I got to pick up my trash can. Hang on. All right. Well, you're good now.
so cute. So cute.
Oh, yeah. All right. I don't know. I'm going to have to try to just aim it where I'm weaving. All right. Okay. First, I want to mention how you start. With most of our weaving, we want to not pull in the edges, right? Because
Yes.
we're weaving
Right.
away on our floor looms or rigid heddle looms. We do not want those edges to pull in. You want the opposite with an Inkle loom. So I've got just a really skinny band here.
Yeah.
And I purposely wound a different color on my shuttle so that we could kind of look.
And see. Good.
Yeah. All right. So let me get this so you can maybe see. All right. I usually start on the left with my open threads lower. So I usually do left and lower. And what I mean by open, so I just pushed these below these.
Okay.
And that's my lower for me. So, okay. And I pull, oh shoot, I'm right on the edge, aren't I? Okay, there. So I've got, and I'll leave a tail or whatever. Let's see, there. Okay, when I'm on the right with my shuttle, I raise, so R and R.
R and R, L and L. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that helps me remember where I am. Now I just sort of, I'm trying to get this guy just as tight as I can get him.
Cool.
Just as tight as you can get him. We're not really worried about anything other than making this look kind of good.
Yeah. Kind of good.
Right?
A little bit. Not much.
We're not going to do picks per inch or any of that. And I've found it helps me to sometimes tie this guy. I just sort of, to get my start nice and tidy, I tied my tail to my shuttle thread here.
Okay.
Some people use sticks, like popsicle sticks. Put a couple of those in. That works. I just have to go look for the popsicle sticks, which I didn't do. All right. All right. This is so narrow, it's a little hard to weave.
Yeah.
So left, lower, and I'm pulling down. I'm going to switch to the other loom for a minute, just because it's got a few more threads on it.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
think it'll be easier to see. Okay, get this back down. All right. Okay, and I've got my prop. Hold up. There we go. All right. So you can kind of see the weaving space, correct?
Why are you propping it up?
Just so you can see it.
Oh, just for us, you mean?
Yeah, just so you can see.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right. So I'm on the right. So I'm raising. I know you can't. I'm raising there. And I'm going through. And when I pull this through, I kind of get it part way through, and then I change sheds and beat it. Yeah. And get it nice and snug, and then I pull my.
That's the big secret to inkle weaving right there.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is, Ingrid. Have you got a better way to describe it for us?
No, it's just what you're doing. You leave a loop when you pull through, leave a loop, and then change your shed, and then you'll tighten up that little loop once you've changed your shed.
What does
after you've
that
beaten
do?
it down.
Does that make the ends straight?
Good salvage, yes.
Okay.
And you notice you can't really see, whoops. You can't see your warp thread at all. You can't see any warp thread. I'm sorry, you can't see any weft thread. You're seeing only the warps.
Except on the edge.
Except on the edge. And you can see it a little better on this one. Because I had to pick, I had purple here and blue here. I had to pick which one I used. And I used the purple. So you can kind of see every other row, that purple loop. But on the purple, you don't really notice it. So if you want to not see that, like this one, I'm using an off-white weft. So I put off-white borders on it. Ha! If I had used off-white weft with black borders, you'd notice it.
It'd be a design element.
Yeah.
So I usually let my weft thread be whatever the first and the last threads are.
Clever.
Oh, and this is cool. This is a hemming
marker.
Yeah. It's a hemming marker for sewing. And it's got inches marked off. Your inches.
Oh.
So I stick it on my loom, and it gives me my guide for getting my selvages, keeping my band the same width.
That's nice.
All the way through.
Where do you get those?
Well, I had them in my drawer.
Have some somewhere too.
I think any place that sells sewing equipment, they're called hemming clips. I looked them up before this class because I didn't remember what they were called. You can also take a milk jug, clean it up real well, fold it in half, and put your mark.
Okay.
And the fold is here, and then if you've got your mark where this guy is, then you'll be consistent too. Okay, what have I not talked about?
Us rigid heddle folks would have a tendency to wrap our shuttle on both sides.
Good point, Liz.
We don't do that for this, right?
You're right. Thank you. I didn't remember to talk about that. Belt shuttles are Inkle loom shuttles, and I don't know if you can tell. Let's see if this one shows any better. They're sort of triangular with a knife edge here and a thicker edge here. The knife edge is so you can beat down nice and firmly as you go. So when I'm on the right, so it should be raised. So you notice I'm beating down pretty firmly. And so I only want a wrap around the center. So I'm wrapping around the center a bit. And then you leave the knife edge, the thinner edge, free. And then you just do a figure 8 off the thicker edge. I don't know if you can you see that it's sort of triangular?
Yeah.
All this, yeah. And that gives you your knife edge for beading. I have found that my selvages, my edges look better when I have the tension tight. If it's loose, it's harder to get it nice and even.
Okay.
So I think for me,
It works well.
getting my edges tight helps.
When
Okay.
you first are setting up and getting ready to weave, how tight do you need to make that work?
Not too tight.
Do it?
You leave a little bit on your tension adjuster. You might leave a little bit so that you could pull it tighter at first if you need to.
But the weaving process is going to make it tight.
The weaving process makes it tight. And let's see if I can aim this. I usually sit in my recliner and prop it. Let's see if I can get this guy to work. Hang on. Oh, look at that. And I don't know if it's going to fall over or not. Let's see. I usually sit with it in my lap, propped against my belly for the little one. For the big one, I sit with it going down my legs and propped against my belly. And after a while, you end up hurting whatever you're propping it against.
Oh, no fair.
This was the cast cover when I had my bad foot. I often just bunch it up and stick it wherever I'm.
Clever.
Yeah, that works.
Mother of invention.
Small pillow might do okay too.
Pillow, something like that.
Gotcha.
So you got to get comfortable. I always end up bruising my legs because I'm holding the pegged part. So Janet, your loom won't hurt you.
No, it does not. I agree.
Yeah.
I've done one band.
Yeah. Let me get this. So, uh-oh. Sorry. Okay, shoelaces. Shoelaces.
That's good.
You can do shoelaces. Next time I physically see you guys, you can make those little tips so you can get it through your shoelaces.
What did you put on there?
Next time I see you guys, I will give you some. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like a straw. It is.
Heat shrink.
Yep.
Yep.
Heat shrink.
Heat shrink. You got it, Ingrid.
Yep. And I got a whole. I didn't know how much I was ordering.
Oh. This is the industrial supply.
Hey, love it.
I will share with anybody next time we see each
Oh,
other.
goody.
That's fun.
You
That's
can have
good.
what you want.
That's a lot of shoelaces. You're gonna have to be doing some mass producing.
Yes and no.
That's so funny.
Also for you, my favorite thing is
Oh,
to
yeah,
make
those are gorgeous.
my key fobs.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And
I like those.
so for everybody, next time I see you, I have a piece of hardware for you with the ring.
Yay!
Yeah.
I love it.
And I cut a band.
That's all
I
you
think I
need.
cut it 10 inches long for me.
10.
Fold it in half. Stick this guy on there
Uh-huh.
and take some pliers. Yeah, and squish it.
Those are nice pliers.
They're very nice pliers. There we go. I squished it.
Here, baby.
Huh.
That's
So-
Very
great.
pretty.
Done and done. Nice.
Done and done. So I have everybody one of these, and I have everybody some shoelace stuff if you want it.
Okay. Sure, that'd be fun.
Very cool.
So let's see. I think
One more thing. Running out of West.
yes. There are a couple ways you're supposed to do it, and I wing it. Ingrid, what do you do, Ingrid?
I leave a tail on either side, and then I just come back and snip them off. Is the easiest way to do it.
That is the easiest way.
Say that again.
You leave the tail of the old one sticking out one side, and then I've got the tail of the new one coming out the other side. And after I've woven for a little bit, just come back and snip them off. They're not going anywhere. So you don't have to worry about
That's the
overlapping. Yeah, there's no overlapping or worry about.
You don't overlap in the middle or
And
anything.
you don't have some extra thick.
But it doesn't show up when it makes the loop around the edge.
Not really.
Evidently not.
Not really.
No. And I've also noticed if you cut this stuff, you know how you're scared to cut your weaving?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it unravels itself. It really doesn't unravel for more than a row or two with the Inkle band. That one's cut.
So would you do like you did at the very beginning? Tie it again
Yeah, you could.
when you start your new one?
Well, that shows. At the beginning, you're going to cut that off
Uh-huh.
so the knot doesn't matter. There's a way you can stick a tapestry needle in one of your wefts and
Yeah, I'm not typically logging up until like 8 o'clock.
Let's see, there. Ah, all right, hold on. Now I'm too high. There we go, sort of. And I think I've talked about everything I know. I think you've got it all now.
It
That's
was
all I've
wonderful.
got.
Very nice.
Well, and then at the end, you do the same as at the beginning?
You can, or you just stop and cut it off.
Yeah.
I just stop and cut it. This one was the first time I'd used the Gilmore, and so there's a little bit of loom waste. So I just still have it. I haven't done anything with this band yet. Let me find another band.
What's your shrinkage rate?
It does go down. I think the Inklet says you can weave 70 inches. I think the most I've gotten is 65. So it starts out 70 around the pegs if you measure it. But then after you've woven it, it's like 65. So you've lost
About 10% waste?
Yeah, probably.
And when you're measuring the heddles, do you just go around twice?
Just once.
I thought you said you just double that over.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They have it set up for the double heddle in the Shacked book and in the Ashford books. So they've got that set up. In my little bag, I have a tin of, I've lost it. There they are. I have a tin of, there we go. This is a better visual. I have a tin of
Heddles.
the Shack.
All right.
And then I have a tin of the Inkle.
Okay, that's cool.
So I don't have to fumble around.
Good plan.
If you have a Shacked, there is a Texel heddle you can use.
Oh.
Yeah.
What length?
It's the one that fits the baby wolf, which is like 9 and something, 3/8.
Okay.
And if anybody wants some, I thought I wanted Texel on my baby wolf, and then it wouldn't work. So I have a few I can share with you.
Yeah.
But not on the Ashford?
No, it doesn't work on the Ashford. It's too big.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
I'm sure there is one that would work on the Ashford.
But
We
the
could
pot
probably
work just as well?
I was going to say that Ashford, that's about, who's the measure?
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm tying a bunch right now. Yeah.
So when you tie your heddles with the crochet cotton, what kind of knot do you find works pretty well?
I just use a square knot or an overhand knot.
So I bet that thing would work.
It didn't work?
No, I'm saying with my Ashford, if I measure from here to here, it's 9 inches.
Okay, you've got the bigger one.
Yeah.
We need to look that up. Those are a different 2 pegs for the bigger one. Hang on. Let's see if I have that. Do you still have your book, Kathy?
I bought this off some auction.
Okay.
It didn't come with the book. It just came this. Nobody knew what it was, and I did. So I got it for a song and a dance, but I didn't get a booklet.
There's a free one on the Ashford website.
I just downloaded it when you told me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you pull it up right now, or it'll tell?
Let's see here.
It'll tell you the 2 pegs or 3 pegs to use.
No, I'll have to look it up again.
Okay. Okay.
It's on my phone, and I'm not tech savvy.
Okay. So Ingrid, have you got anything? What did I forget?
Let me see what else.
Oh,
You could do card weaving. You can do the ridge or the Sammy heddle on the Inklet or on the Inkle loom.
That's right. You'd need a bigger one for that.
Yeah, I don't think I would do it on the Inklet.
And I actually pulled up some photos. Hold up so I could show you. 1, 2,
Come on, get in.
3. Okay, done. Let's see if this will. Okay, so there's some card weaving. Can you guys see that?
Oh, yeah.
So you can put, now this is on a big
Christmas
one.
trees.
Yeah, I know. And that's a free pattern from Shaq. You can do this on the bigger Inkle looms. You'd need much smaller cards if you have a little Inkle loom.
What is the reason for that? It just provides the heddle, you mean?
Yes. See how that pattern in the Christmas trees is you couldn't do that just with our plain weave on the Inkle loom. Plain weave, you get checks and stripes and chains. There's the Siga heddle on it. Again, you need the bigger one for this sort of thing.
Okay, over there.
Oh, that's
No, that's a quiet.
I love that.
Isn't that pretty?
gorgeous.
That's a pickup pattern.
Oh, forget
And
that.
I've been trying to, you can do pebble weave or double faced weave, or
Yeah,
sorry,
oh yeah, the
wood
double.
faced double weave.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Laverne Waddington, who does a lot of rigid heddle, not rigid heddle, backstrap weaving, is showing, she has books on how to do the pebble weave, the South American style weaves. And I just pulled some of her pictures up. So there's so much you can do with an Inkle loom.
Yeah. So you can do warp faced.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to teach myself. And Ingrid, it's much easier. This is the Sammy style weaving.
Yeah, I'd rather do that now. I'm spoiled.
I know. The heddle that Ingrid's printed out for us, it's been about a year, hasn't it, Ingrid?
Probably longer than that, but yeah.
Okay. I actually have it here. Remember that heddle?
Yes.
She did for us? You can put that on your Inkle loom. You can thread that in
Really?
and you end up doing cool patterns.
Just makes
like that.
pickup simpler. Yeah, it makes pickup a lot easier
Yeah.
because your pattern threads are held separate.
In the middle, yeah. And I've been working on just doing it without it because I've always wanted to learn. Okay, I've always wanted to learn.
Like this, Cindy?
Yes. Look at Liz.
See, Liz.
I've got it set up, but I've just started weaving on it, so I haven't done any actual patterns yet.
That's awesome.
Congrats.
Good.
Yep. So if anybody starts warping and needs help, you'll email or call me and we'll Zoom.
Okay.
What size cotton crochet
Taking
did you
off on
use?
that.
What size cotton crochet did you use on your heddles?
Oh, whatever I have,
Okay.
either a 3 or a 10.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what it usually comes in, which is really 3-2 or 10-2.
Okay.
I've tried linen. That didn't work so well for me. I've tried
Rug warp.
rug warp.
Rug warp
Yeah.
doesn't work very well.
Not very well at all. It sticks, sort of the unmercerized sticks. I've just found that the pearl cotton works really well. It's slick and smooth and sturdy. So 3-2 or 10-2, 5-2. Let's see if I can show you the difference in weaving.
You just reuse it, I assume.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Just so, yeah.
Is pearl cotton something you get at the local store? Or you have to order that from one of the weaving shops?
Either.
Yeah.
Both. You can get it as crochet cotton at the Michael's or someplace like that, Joann's.
I buy the craft thread that they sell in anyway, they sell craft thread in packages like they have embroidery floss.
Like that.
But look at Joann. I don't know if they did it this year. They usually do like a summer camp for kids, and they'll have a bunch of these for the kids to do bracelets. But I would buy it when it went clearance. So I've got bags and bags of,
And that works.
buy with a coupon when it goes on sale.
That's a good idea.
I
Because
don't
they've
know if you
got,
guys,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just a craft thread and then
150 of them.
150 skeins. I mean, you know, they're multiple, yeah, 10 yards per skein.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I don't know
good.
if you can see the difference here. That is, the top one is 10-2 and the bottom one is 3-2.
Let me back off a little bit from the camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know,
Is it better?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the,
Yeah, one's
Thickness.
skinny, one's fat.
yeah, one's skinny, one's fat, and the details, very
Lower the,
detailed.
lower the number, the fatter the yarn.
Yes. Yes. And 5-2 works beautifully. This is 5-2 weaving, you know, from Halcyon Yarn or Webb's or Yarn Barn.
Now, have you tried wool?
Wool sticks.
Yeah.
Yes, it works. It's just sticky. So it works beautifully, and linen works.
Because I know they use wool when we did the backstrap weaving in Peru, we used wool.
because that's what they have.
Use what you got. Yeah.
Yeah, wool works fine. It's just a little more sticky, and make sure you use cotton heddles for it.
Okay, but maybe start off with the cotton and practice.
just do something easy first.
Yes, keep it simple, stupid. Yes.
No. Just, you know, be kind to yourself the first time.
Yeah. Well, it'll be my second time. See if I
Second
can get
time.
the move.
Lily, come here.
Real little pieces are great for hanging tabs for your dish towels that you weave.
Oh.
Little
Good
simple
idea.
ones. Yeah. So you can always put one on this challenge towel that we're doing for December. You can weave yourself a little simple band. Well, has anybody got questions or thoughts or?
Excited to get started, honey.
Okay. And Janet, you realize you're going to have to kind of
Yeah.
take each. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
You're going to have to sort of.
There's no pegs.
There. Yeah.